worst conflict out of all ethnicity. I say this because most African Americans don't know how to control their temper. There are a lot of other races that don't know how to control their temper as well, but the majority of the population, especially here in Detroit, is mostly of African American descent. So that's why I decided to go ahead and speak of them. Um, I am an African American, and I know sometimes that it's hard to try to keep what you can keep in the inside. And keeping it in the inside is the best way to control a temper. And like I said, sometimes it's hard for African Americans because they let the best get to them. There are so many different conflicts, and it leads to the most highest conflict that you could ever have, which is death. Talking to someone and arguing with someone can lead into a fight and a brawl and can possibly lead to death. And sometimes I just think that that's not the cause of it. You only get one life to live, and I think that life is to enjoy life to the fullest. And as an African American culture, that's kind of hard to do. I think that it's weird because we come from a history where we were in slavery. And if you look at it now like I do, I think that we should try to help one another out. And although I know that it will never be that way in the world, I just think that out of all the things that we went through, that the crime, the hate on hate crime of African Americans should just be diminished. I think we should just all come together and just figure things out. But like I said, I know that that will never happen. But hopefully, the dreamer that will. I was reading into some research on the conflicts of African Americans, and basically what gets them in trouble is their mouth. That's where it all starts. One person say one thing and another person say another, and it escalates from there. You never know how far it can escalate to until it's actually done. African Americans are so more quick to fight than any other race that you know. And not only against other ethnicities, but against their own race. And that's what makes it so sad, because things should never have to escalate to a point where you're just fighting all the time and killing each other over and over and over. And it has gotten so bad to the point now where it's becoming brutal deaths, and we have people getting raped and people getting shot and people getting stabbed and people killing people just from fighting, period. So during my research, I found a website, and it is udini.proquest.com, and that's UDINI dot PROQUEST.com. And basically, it's identifying the conflict management styles of African American women in the workplace. And women is so extra hard to get along with. But the thing about women is they're more prone to speaking with each other about the conflict than guys. Guys are more prone to just fighting and killing and getting it over with. Now, don't get me wrong, we do have some women out here who is killing as well, but we are more sensitive and more emotional to the nature that we will actually sit down and speak with you about it. And basically, that's what this article is about. It's about being in a workplace where you're having these conflicts with different other women, and how to approach those conflicts, what to do about those conflicts, how to resolve those conflicts. And according to the theories and the details of this research, a a lot of women are more prone to actually sitting down and resolving the issue in their workplaces, which is, I think, is a wonderful thing, because the defenses of what can actually happen when women get into it can be at a high level as well. And just to sit down and talk about it is more of a womanly thing. And I think that's great, because not only are you speaking about it, but you're in a workplace, and it's a level of respect at a workplace that you have in order for you to be able to have a job and keep a job. And in a workplace, it makes it more hostile because you want to keep your job. The best thing to do about it is just to go to the boss and let the boss handle it, instead of just trying to figure out what to do by yourself. And like I said, it get hard at times. I've been in those predicaments where, you're in an office and things are just not going right. You're, having conflicts with other different people. And at the end of the day, it's a situation where you either get fired, or you have to learn to work with that person regardless of what type of conflicts you're in. And as an African American culture, I think it's really sad because, like I said before, we just need to work with each other. We've been through so much, and the hate on hate crime against black and black is just out of proportion and too high. Like, the percentages is getting out of hand. And although I don't see it getting any better within time, I guess, like Martin Luther King, can have a dream, that it'll happen, and hopefully in the future people can come together, or to even just start working on conflicts, and not only in the workplace but just outside of the workplace, and even at home. It's family members that's killing each other, and just work it out with each other and just try to fix it, because to kill a person over he say, she say, or what a person has to say is getting ridiculous. And in the workplace, like I said, the best thing to do is just to go to a boss about it. And if a boss doesn't do anything, go to a higher authority. It's all within the workplace and within the people that you need to speak with. This article was actually a good article, and it gave good insights on resolving issues in a workplace. And the main reasons, like I said, is just to go to a manager or a higher authority and try to speak with them regarding the other person that you're having a conflict with, because the better you can talk about it, the better the conflict to be. And like I said, you do have to work with each other. It's just, that's how the world is. So it was a good research, and I hope you get a chance to read it. And that was my citation for it, and I hope you enjoyed this